Alan, at last the season is upon us, and you will be looking forward to it.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. It seems to have uh, dragged on a little bit. You get pre-season, you're excited to get in for pre-season. Really looking forward to getting them back training, and the first couple of pre-season friendlies, and but then you want the season to start. And then the moment you start like really looking at the fixtures come out, and you see the first 2-3 fixtures, and like the Spennymoor, which is the second game, which is obviously a big derby game, you start getting a bit excited for that, and then time seems to slow down a little bit. But we're nearly there, and we're really looking forward to Saturday's game at home, which I think is good. And we're excited. We obviously got a lot of changes from last season, but I think people have seen that. These lads that we've brought in are good quality players that'll strengthen what we've got and make us a better team. So we're looking forward to it.
Do you feel now that you and Tommy have got your stamp on the squad?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we put our stamp on the squad last year. To be honest, I think the way they were playing before we turned up and the way they were playing towards the end of last season, especially when we started getting the results. I mean, we started playing well before we started getting the results. Before that Leamington game, which was the sort of the turnaround point of the season, I thought we put our stamp on them then. They were playing a better brand of football. I think players looked re-energised. Like Stevie Thompson was a new player when we came in. We got the best out of Phil Turnbull. We got the best out of Terry Galbraith. We got the best out of a lot of the players. We brought in a few new players like Stacey, who obviously scored 11, 12, 13 goals, whatever he got. Trotman, O'Hanlon. These players who were a big part of last season, I think, is something we can. Well, the gaffer can certainly put credit to. This year, obviously, there's been more. There's been a lot of sort of transfer dealings and ins and outs, but we felt it was necessary, and we've got the players in that we wanted. We haven't rushed it. We've taken our time and we've brought in the players that we wanted. There isn't anyone here that we didn't want. There isn't anyone who's a second choice because someone else turned us down, which is good. And I think that speaks volumes of the club. The fact that these players who, we're not only signing local players. We've signed lads in Sheffield and obviously down in Birmingham and Manchester and I think it's a credit to the club that players are happy to travel, happy to commute, to make their day a little bit longer because they want to play for Darlington Football Club because it's got a name and it's got a history and and I think they can see what we're trying to build and they can feel the sort of the excitement that's been building through pre-season. The lads who've come in have felt that, with the Eindhoven trip and the pre-season friendlies and training. I mean, outside of the pre-season friendlies, which obviously the fans see, the best indicator really is training, and training for me has been superb. It's been sharp. It's been bright. It's been up a level from what it was, and that's the big indicator for me. There's a great atmosphere, great camaraderie with the lads, and I think they respond to that as well. The new players, it's easy for them to settle, and they respond by. Obviously, they want to impress in training, so when they come in and they're flying around, the other lads respond to it, so they go up a level, then they kind of bounce off each other, and it goes up and up and up, and that's what I've seen, and it's exciting.
The first month of the season, there's going to be 7 games. It's 2 games a week, apart from the third week of the season. There's going to be a lot to get through and a bit of travelling as well.
Yeah, but it's the same every season, isn't it? I think most first months are quite busy, quite hectic. That's why it's good that we've got a strong squad. We've got an 18, 19 man squad, which includes a couple of really young kids that have really stepped up and really impressed us through pre-season, that make that sort of 18, 19, 20. But we've got a 16, 17, 18 man squad of real quality. Any one of them could start. Any one of them would start in any other team in this league, and that's why we can go into these sort of heavily fixtured months with a bit of confidence. With the confidence that we can rest him and we can put him in, it won't make any difference. It might change the dynamic of the team slightly in so much as you've got to play in a slightly different way because people have different strengths and weaknesses, but it's not diminishing the team's quality. So really 7 games is great. More games are better.
From your point of view as a defensive coach in inverted commas, are you comfortable with the defence, taking into account that Josh Heaton, who did so well last season, he's departed?
Well, Josh did well. You know, we worked hard on him last season. He came in, he played a few games for Ramsbottom, and we brought him in as someone that we thought, well, he's going to be good in time, and we need to work on him, and we did work on him, and we worked hard on him. And he stepped up and played 20 games and got his move. Now, that's what this club's all about, you know. That's what we're all about, developing and bringing in young talent, developing them, making them better players. And if they turn the eye to a big club, then, you know, the nature of the beast at this level is we've got to let them go if they're offering the money that they were offering. Ideally, we would have kept Josh, you know, but the deal was a deal, and it's a great deal. It's a great move for him. It's a great thing for the club. But we got Johnny Burning, who for me is just as good. You know, a young lad as well. He's only 23, so a local lad as well. But he's you know, just as good as Josh. You've got Jack Vox, who's got great potential, who just needs a bit of experience that we can work with, and we've still got Terry and Dom, and they've been excellent. The only downside, obviously, is there's been a few niggles. You know, Dom's had a little bit of a niggle, Johnny's had a bit of a niggle, so they haven't played as much in the latter part of pre-season as we'd have hoped. But they're going to be big players for this season, especially Johnny. I think he's really impressed in the games he's played and the training sessions he's been involved in. Trotz and Ben O'Hanlon, you know, I think for me the best two fullbacks in the league, without a doubt, for different reasons. They've both got different attributes, but I think they're excellent, and I think they were a big part of the turnaround last season. And we've worked on a little bit of shape. We've still got that back four, which I think suits us more than the three. We could go up with three, but I think the four suits us. And yeah, we've been working. We've just been carrying on from what we were drilling on last year. You know, the basics really. Because I think when you've got talented defenders like them, who are comfortable on the ball, who can pass it, who can, you know, they don't just lump it and, you know, this, that and the other, then all you need to focus on is the basics. Right, if you win your headers, that first header, if you don't take any risks, if you organise, you clear your lines when it's necessary, then the rest will take care of itself. You know, I don't need to coach you on that. I just need to work on them and basic positioning as a centre half. You know, where do they position themselves, gaps, how high, how deep are they, stuff like that. And you can work on the basics and get them fired up, and then the rest takes care of itself. So they're a joy to work with, really. What
sort of targets have you and Tommy set for the lads? Have you mentioned we must have promotion, for example?
Well, it depends if Tommy's told you what his targets are. Has Tommy told you what his targets are?
He said he won't put his head on the block too much.
Well, there you go then. Say no more. He's the gaffer. I ain't going to start putting targets out there. No, it's targets. I don't want to swear, but they're rubbish. You know what I mean? You can put targets out there, and it's good to have your own little goals and this, that, and the other. But I've been at different clubs, and we've had different ways of targets, and you know, this is where we want to be, that's where we want to be. Sometimes you can set yourself a target, and it limits what you go for. You know, all of a sudden, if you say, right, well, say top half, so you get into the top half, and the lads are like, all right, and the foot comes off the pedal. Oh, we're in the top half now. All right, that's our target achieved. If you said we want to win the league, everyone just laughs at you. You know, if you say top 7, whatever, you know, you put these targets. I think what you do is you put the lads out there confident and with a plan, and playing a system that you think is going to do well against whoever you're playing this week. Obviously, so it's different. We've got so many different teams to play against this year, different setups, formations. You know, the way they play, we've got to adapt a little bit, which we can with the team that we've got. And you could have a target on Saturday, and then by the following Saturday it's changed. You know, it's that simple. Targets change and change and change. So it's pointless sort of saying we want to do this, we want to do that. It would be nice to have a good FA Trophy run. It would be nice to get quite deep into the FA Cup. I think that would be great for the club, and I think it would be financially great for the club. But also, we all know what happened last time the club did well in the FA Trophy. You know, when we were winning it all them years ago with Ian Miller and what have you, and obviously the gaffer involved. And it was huge for the town, huge for the club, great prestige. You know, it gives the fans something to really get behind. So something like that would be great. But as far as the league, it's literally every game as it comes, and you keep reassessing and you keep reassessing. But I expect us to do well.